Oh, there's a little fumble there. A big dive. Definitely saved him, but now this is something that Bangladesh does not need. You cannot be confused amongst yourself to take that risky single.
And in the process, Jackarelli may have just injured himself. A bit of a yes and no over there. And that's what happens when you're running with the tail. Dhruv Parashar had to turn around. And I reckon he may have just injured his head over there. Because on the dive, he may have impacted with the ground. Now, this is not a good sign. He has to come out there and keep as well behind the stumps. Not the kind of Wednesday you would expect for Bangladesh.
Well, definitely not. They didn't. Or rather, they started this week with the Monday evening blues. And now, the midweek is not really going in their favor. Jackarelli does not look good. Fell in. I'm sure that the physio would want to do a concussion test as well. Because the way he fell, looks like he's done something to his head. The helmet came off. Helmet hit on the ground and popped out of his head, and he dragged it with his face. He's a tough cookie for sure, but a protocol is a protocol.
Yeah, the age-old saying, Neil, when the going gets tough, the tough gets going. And that's what it is for Jackarelli. Just receiving medical attention from the team physio as well. Just checking all the parameters are fine in the concussion test. Bit of stiffness maybe in towards the right shoulder or neck region. But Bangladesh will need him. That's because after him there's not much batting. We're already into the bottom half. Still got to get to the 100-run mark. In all of it, Yui, very comfortable and strong at the moment.
Well, definitely yes. Fantastic opportunity for our viewers, though, to have a look at all the things that the physios do. As far as the concussion protocol is concerned, a few physical tests, and then a few questions. Something as basic as what ground are you playing on? What team are you playing against? Because if concussion seeps in, the player is a little dazed and you're not really aware of your surroundings, things that you are in, and that is an early sign of worry.
Absolutely. They go to Pakistan from here. They have their first T20 International on May 28th. You want to keep all of that in mind as well. So far, not many sixes or fours. Just keeping in mind the way they've played their cricket in the first two T20 Internationals. Only 5 sixes. Remember, they got 13 in the first, out of which 9 came from the bat of Parvez Imran. Today, only 5 collectively as a team. 6 fours, 39 dots. That's been the problem.
Well, yeah, those dots, if you just convert them into singles, the Bangladeshi score would have been beyond the 100 mark. Sometimes those tiny little things, those tiny margins, make big difference. All right, so Jackarelli is all set and ready. Mind you, he'll be required to keep as well.
Aggression. Sagir Khan, Matiullah, they've all turned up well, Neil.
And it's important that they keep up that momentum, that tempo. Because if you leave it from here on, which you don't want to, might just be a little poor outcome. You need to know how to seal the deal.
This is where you need to be a little bit more careful and conscious and aware. They have everything by the leash. They don't want to let the opposition away now.
Yeah, down the leg, poor delivery. Rightly said there. You have got everything in control. Shut that door. That's what they need to do. Meanwhile, Zakir is taking up the challenge. And why not? If it's a poor delivery, go for it.
The boundaries have dried up, quite certainly. That's why the pressure is telling on Zakir. It's a very uncharacteristic. Things by Jacket. He's not the batter who'll get 9 in 18. It's the other way around when he's in the middle. But the situation has compelled him to play like that. 32 deliveries since the last boundary. 31. That's been the problem for them.
Well, yeah, over 5 overs since that boundary. Responsibility definitely tells you that yes, you have to bat long, you have to ensure that you protect your wickets, but not so over defensive.
They bowled well. You can't take credit away from UAE. They've bowled in the right channels. They've grabbed opportunities. Haider Ali brilliant. Matiullah, after going for some runs in the first two, came back well after being hit for 18 runs in the first over. Sagir has done well. They've all chipped in, Neil.
They have, and that's why it's called a team game. Dhruv Marasha, in fact, started it all off. Very first over, picks up the wicket, and that big wicket of Imran. Things started cascading from there on for Bangladesh.
Fine up in the circle, work to do for the fielder. Deep square leg, he'll come around it and keep it for 2. Couple of runs here for Tanzim.
Tanzim and Zakir, what they're doing is they're just laying the field, singles and doubles, and I reckon the brief would be to take it like this till the 16th over odd, and from there on maybe try and take chances.
That's high up in the air. Mohammad Wasim getting underneath that. He'll not drop too many. That's wicket number 8. Sagir strike. Tanzim's frustrating innings comes to an end. Another one bites the dust. It's 84 for 8.
Well, yeah, we've been just talking about that little change in roles. Hold on to your horses till the 15th, 16th over, where Tanzim trying to take up the challenge against Wasim. He's not going to drop too many. Sagir strikes and Bangladesh lose their 8th. 84 for 8, 6 for 12, and that's the end of the over now.
Makes his way to the middle with his team in dire straits. 84 for 8. Tanzim Saqib departing with a bit frustrated and hold out to the fielder in the deep. That was Mohammad Wasim who took an easy catch. These numbers don't exude much confidence. Understandably as well, into the tail here for Bangladesh.
Now all he'll have to do is keep Zakir Ali company. And it's a very, very long time that will have to be in the center. Those numbers tell you a story that probably are not in favor of Bangladesh. But this man on your screen, he's done it time and again, taken the team out of problematic times. A bigger challenge this time, 6 overs, all of it for himself.
Does not leave him with much option here now, the situation. That's why he goes big. And he's got plenty of bat on this one. It was preempted, premeditated, but he had decided that he's going to go after the bowling of Matiullah. And what a way to start over number 15.
Well, you're rightly so, he'll have to take his chances because, like you mentioned, does not have too many partners remaining. So if there is even half a chance, you want to grab it. You don't want to stay wanting half tracker and dispatched. 90 on board, 10 away from the 100 mark. Zakir will want to turn up the heat now.
This is turning out to be an event over, Neil. Trust me. All 5 deliveries from here on end up being dramatic deliveries. Slower delivery. He's hit that in the gap. He wants the second run. He's going to push for 2. And he'll get there comfortably as well.
Well, that's how it's going to be. 2 or none. Because you can't rely on your partner for over 5.5 overs. So every time he scoots out for the first, he will be looking for the second. Every single time.
We're talking about a team who got 191 in the first match, 205 in the second, and they are on 92 for 8 in the third. Funny how the ways of sport.
Well, yeah, cricket is such a game. Zakir has called in for some medical help. That fall that he had hasn't done him well. But that's not good news for Bangladesh. Definitely not.
Yeah, he's not looking good. It could be that impact he had with the ground, a bit of dehydration, maybe some giddiness as well. It all depends on the individual and the physio to decide what's the way forward from here. Even if he's adamant to stay there in the middle, it's the physio who needs to take a call. Neil?
Well, absolutely, because as an athlete, you would always want to be in the center. Come what may, the athlete will always say, no, I am good to play. It's the adrenaline that's pumping in. He'll always want you to be in, but it's the physio's call. If the physio finds him not